We're running out of space and Horde Night is closing in, so it's time to level up our operation before it's too late. How you doing? I'm Rebel, and welcome back to 7 Days 2.0. It's day 12, and today we're breaking ground on a brand new crafting base. More room, better layout, and the space we need to prepare for what's coming. That means a whole lot of resource gathering. Horde Night is just around the corner, and I haven't made a single upgrade to the Horde base. So this is going to be a balancing act between building up the new base and getting ready for the Blood Moon. There's just not enough time, so let's jump into it. Day 12. We got so little time. It's already 7:10 p.m. I don't think I have any missions set up. Nope, no missions set up. But we do have a lot of digging to do. I think what I'm gonna do is end up digging throughout the entire night. I have a little ditch down here somewhere. We're gonna need a lot more cobblestone. We're gonna need a lot of sand, a lot of clay. There we go. While we're down here digging, I wanted to talk a little bit about the town hall that the developers put on the other day. But first, I should tell you why my reaction to their town hall was a little bit delayed. So, I didn't jump on putting up a reaction video to their town hall instantly for a couple reasons. And the first one being is, number one, I record a little bit in advance, and my reasoning behind that is simple. It's because if I get backed up with life and things are going on that I don't have time to record, you guys don't miss out on an episode. And the second reason I didn't really jump on it right away is because if you were present in the Twitch chat, the entire chat was just streaming, bring back jars, where are bandits? And I didn't want the comment section in my video to turn into that, even though I do expect the obligatory where's the bandits, give me my jars back. So first, let's go over some things that I thought that were a good thing that they mentioned in the chat. They talked about getting rid of the loot caps and biome progression. So no more having to unlock biomes in order. You can just jump in day one, go straight to the wasteland, and start getting your badge for that area. They're aiming to bring back more sandbox style gameplay. And I have no idea how they're gonna implement this, but if I had to guess, it would be...
My God, it's almost closing time. I've had enough for one day.
Me too. So I have no idea how they're going to implement a more sandbox style game that includes a storyline. You can't really have a story-based game that also has a sandbox style. You kind of have to have some sort of linear progression when it comes to making a story. If I had to guess, I would say that they're probably going to implement some sort of game mode. So like when you first start up 7 Days, I'm guessing you're gonna have an option of, do I want to play story mode or do I want to play the sandbox? Another thing that they mentioned is they were going to be making a change to the Plague Spitter and the Frost Claw. From what I understand, they're turning the Plague Spitter into kind of like a Native American type zombie, and it's fitting because the game takes place in Arizona, a place that has a high population of Native Americans. I think that's a good change. I don't know how the Native American community is going to like it. We'll see. And the Frost Claw is going to be changed to some sort of quote-unquote muscle man lumberjack. At least that's what I understood from the dev stream. Is that it? Just one little bow? Okay. I think it fits much better into the gameplay. A little bit more lore friendly. I hear a pig. Where's the pig? I know there's a pig out here somewhere. I just heard him. I need the meat. All right, I couldn't find the pig. I do see... There's the pig. And a zombie. Yep. Bye. I'm busy. I got a pig to hunt. Sorry, pig. I need your meat. You evil pig. Strong pig. Should have just shot him. Lumberjack, I don't have time for you, buddy, and I have no stamina. Tough guy. Let's go. I hope that they change the Frostclaw into not a replica of this guy here. Unfortunately, I don't want two different types of lumberjacks. Oh, you're bleeding, and it looks like you're bleeding from your crotch. Ouch. Need to head back to base, grab a vitamin because I don't even know if I have any more. I don't want to deal with fatigue while I'm trying to dig. Not lock. Oh, that was another change that they made. They let you lock things in your inventory and I think your bike storage too. Vitamin. Got 4. Thank God. All right, sorry for the interruption. We needed pig meat. Another thing that they were changing, from what I understand, is the biome badges are now going to be craftable. You don't earn them. Well, you do earn them, but like you complete the missions and then you go to the trader and you get essentially the recipe to craft the biome badges so you can have more than one. So if you do have a friend that's playing the game, you can just give him the badge that you earned, which I think is great. And the second thing with the biome badges is that it's going to be a visual on like your character model. So like if you have to go into the burnt forest, it's going to be some sort of respirator. I think that's a great improvement over the Boy Scout badge that we earn from just completing missions. Hey, you completed all these missions. Here's your badge. Like, just seemed a little bit, and I'm not trying to call out the fun pimps, but it just seemed a little bit lazy to me. All right, moving on. Talking about the smoothies. They said that they were going to change the smoothies to be more lore friendly. A lot of this stuff is kind of like works better with the 7 days lore. So what they said was that the smoothies are going to be changed from smoothies to something that's a little bit more realistic, I guess. So for the burnt forest, I think there's going to be like a injectable buff. So like you inject something, it's going to use the injectable model that is supposed to help you breathe in the burnt forest. So it'll give you an additional amount of time in the burnt forest. The snow is going to be a stew, I think they said. I forgot what the other ones were, but that was the basic premise of their smoothies. All right, they said they were going to have a different style of weather system. So there's still going to be the weather system in the game, but it's going to be like a 2-tiered system, I think is the words that they used. And I could be wrong, but from what I understand, it's probably wrong, is that their 2-tiered system is the first tier of storm, and I don't know if it's going to be like a strength thing or if it's going to be just like random, but the first tiered storm is going to be no damage taken. It's going to be strictly like a debuff to the player, which is what I actually suggested in one of my videos a couple weeks ago. For example, the burnt forest, you can't breathe, take away some stamina, something along those lines. And then the second tier storm is going to do damage to the player. So it's just going to depend on how strong the storm is, I guess. And I assume that that's going to be random. I don't really know. Lathan, one of the developers of the Fun Pimps, did mention new activities that we're going to be able to do in the game. Possibly. He didn't really, there was no real definitive answer on this, but he brought up fishing, beekeeping, and chicken coops. So I think that would be kind of interesting, even though they already are mods in the game. But putting it in the base game, I think would be a huge improvement, because that's something that I've actually used in the past. I think maybe it was chicken. It was either beekeeping or chicken coops that I used. I don't really remember, but having an actual steady flow of, I guess, bees, honey, feathers, eggs, I think that would be a huge improvement. But I also feel like that could be super overpowered. So they would have to lower how much food you get from items with eggs. They also talked about bringing in some legendary style weapons. So like once you get all your tier 6 loot, your tier 6 weapons, tier 6 armor, they talked about bringing in some sort of, and I don't know if it's just going to be the assault rifle with a purple tint. I have no idea, but they did talk about bringing in some sort of legendary new weapons to the game, which I think is a huge benefit, because this game, while there are a lot of weapons in this game, if you really break it down and think about it, there's a ton of weapons in this game. They're just different tiered and nobody uses the lower stuff. But I think it would be pretty cool if they brought in, number one, more weapons, number two, better tiered weapons, and that's also gonna depend on how they actually implement those new weapons too. So is it just gonna be like a random RNG, I found this while looting and now it's the best weapon in the game and I'm on day 12, or whatever the case is. But new weapons is definitely needed in this game for sure. They talked about bringing the armor tints back, which I'm happy about. So you'll be able to like tint the way your character, they used the word tint. We used to be able to just change the outfit colors. They used the word tint, so we'll be able to tint our cosmetics so we can now rock our colors again, according to them. I'm gonna see how that works out, because that requires a lot of actual resculpting and remodeling of the character model. They also said that they were looking at new quest types. I think the new quest types would be a great improvement, but the quest type that they showcased was like a demo quest. You pull up to a POI, I'm assuming you plant some charges or something like that and bring down the whole building. I think that would be amazing. But this game tanks when there's a whole lot of destruction going on at the same time. So if they can implement it and optimize it, I'm all for it. Now, before we talk about the changes that I thought were not so good, I'm going to talk about some of the changes that I think they should make. And they're small, subtle changes. Rather than completely eliminating the Frostclaw and the Plague Spitter, which I did hear them say that they're gonna add some sort of slider to turn down their spawn rates in the Burnt Forest and the Snow Biome. But I don't think that they should get rid of them completely. I think that they should turn them into a Grace-style POI. Like, out in the desert, put up a Sphinx. Put up a pyramid. Put up something. Frostclaw, maybe there's an igloo biome or something. I think that that would be really cool, and having an additional Grace-style enemy would be really fun. I mean, imagine, so you walk into Bob's Boars and you see Grace sitting there down in the basement. It's a fun little challenge. Imagine doing the same thing, but in a Sphinx, or in some sort of like underground igloo or something, and there's a Frostclaw, or there's the Plague Spitter. I don't think that they should get rid of them completely. I think that they should just turn them into a boss battle, essentially. Because the character models are actually great. I love the character models. They just don't fit in this game, in my opinion. I heard more than one zombie moaning. Maybe it was just you. Okay. I'm sure there's something that I'm forgetting or skipping over that I'm gonna regret later, but I can't think of it right now. So let's move on to the not so good. One, the dev stream was short. Very short. I think it was like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. It was, I feel, more of a press release to try to combat some of the negative feedback they're getting on Steam. If you look at the Steam charts, they were completely bombed with negative reviews. And I get it, but at the same time, it just seemed like this was more of a, how do we get in front of this? Let's stop these Steam reviews from, you know, tanking our game. So let's address some of the things that people are talking about within the community that they want, just to make it a little bit more, hey, it's morning time. A little bit more player friendly, I guess. The other thing that I didn't like is they gave 0 timelines for any new ideas of a roadmap. They gave 0 information on any release dates. Because 2.0 was delayed for so long, I think it was like 6 months, maybe 6 to 8 months it was delayed past when it was supposed to come out. So they didn't really give a new updated roadmap. So who knows, it could be tomorrow we're getting 3.0, it could be a year from now, could be 2035, who knows. And I guess that's probably smart. If you know the fun pimps, they tend to overestimate and underdeliver. So it was probably smart that they kind of avoided giving a timeline, but at the same time, just a ballpark, a range. They could have easily come out and said, hey, these dates are tentative. They're not 100% set in stone yet. We don't have a set goal. but our plan is to try to release by this day. Doesn't have to be an on-paper roadmap. They could have literally just said, this is our plan. I think the community would have been way more accepting of something like that than a solid actual roadmap, because if they put out a roadmap, and I don't disagree with them not putting out a roadmap, but if they did put out a roadmap, it would just be shattered into oblivion because they didn't stick to their second release of the actual game. The other thing that I didn't like is that they verbally stated many of these ideas that we're thinking about are on paper ideas. It is good that they're on paper, but that means that none of them are being worked on. These are on paper. These are what we think we want to do with the game. These are ideas that what we think is going to change. None of them, they said, were like actually being currently worked on. It was all on paper ideas. So there's no guarantee of delivery of any of those positive changes that they brought up. So I don't know, maybe take a grain of salt with anything that they said that was the positive changes. And I actually think that the entire dev stream would have gone a whole lot better. It would have been so much better, well received by the community, if they left out the statement, if you keep asking for X, it delays our progress in doing things that we had planned to do for the game. That's obvious. That's 100% obvious. Hey, if you want something, it's gonna take time. It felt more like a jab, even the way it was worded, felt more like it was a jab at the community than it did, we hear you and we're trying to upgrade, we're trying to improve. Now, I'm not saying that that's the 100% legit meaning behind that statement. I'm not saying that that's what they meant by that statement, but that is 100% what it sounded like. All right, are you ready for my hot take on the bandits? They did talk a lot about the bandits, not really giving too much information. They said that they have 13 character models, 12 or 13, I forgot which one. 12 or 13 character models already designed for the bandits, and they're just waiting for the AI system to be fully fledged and working. At least that's the way I understood it, in order for them to be implemented into the actual game. They said it's going to be on the 4.0 release, but we're on the 2.0 release. We have 3.0, and then we have 4.0. They're not going to be released till 4.0. So we're still a ways away from getting the bandits, which is fine. So everybody in this game since Alpha 16 has wanted bandits, right? I don't. And there's a couple of reasons why I don't. It really just depends on how they're implemented, how they're balanced, and bandits could be a lot of fun. I would much prefer companions over bandits. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree. A lot of people are going to say bandits would be a lot of fun. It would be great to have bandit camps and do bandit raids and make them survive just like they make us survive. And here's my issue. One, I don't think the zombies will actually... I kind of locked myself in here, didn't I? I don't think the zombies will actually target the bandits. Maybe they will. Who knows? If the zombies target the bandits, then I think it'd be fun. My thought process is, if you're out there getting annihilated by a swarm of zombies, and then all of a sudden here comes bandits, at least the bandits will fall into the same category that you do of, hey, we have to watch out for these zombies too. It's not just this guy. So if the bandits are out there attacking you, they're hitting you from range distance. The zombies are out there, some of them hitting you from range distance, a lot of them trying to close the gap and get at you real up close and personal. It literally just depends on how they're implemented. But me personally, I'm a little worried about them. And there's a couple different scenarios that keep going through my head when people bring up bandits. Imagine you just finish up a tier 6 infested mission. You're on your way back to base, you're over encumbered, you're hurt, you're hungry, you're thirsty, you make it all the way back to your base, and you found out that while you were away, your camp was raided by bandits. All your forges, all your boxes, and some of your structure could be destroyed or completely gone. Now, maybe there is some sort of like AI system that will say, hey, he's not at base, let's not attack his base, or something along those lines. If that is the case, I don't want bandits. Let's head over to Rekt. We got food and water on us. We need to set up a mission, and get Horde Knight base set up too. All right, the second scenario is, let's say that they have a base camp, the bandits, and they can't leave their base camp. So your base is safe, but they're stuck in their base camp. I think that's a great idea, but it also kind of makes the game boring. Why put bandits in if they can't move around?
It'll be a good morning when you buy something and get the f out of here.
Hey, Grumpy Pants. We're gonna go ahead and set up this McCormick residence. I don't think I've done that one yet. My men ran into trouble and had to hide their supplies at the McCormick residence. Go get the goods and return them to me. Sure.
I'd say it's been an honor to work with you, but it would be a lie.
Likewise, buddy. Nobody likes you. So let's see. Set up a mission. You're off on your way to your next POI, and it's right next to a bandit camp. What kind of bandit camp is it? Can they attack things that aren't in their actual camp? So now my thought process is, can they attack things outside of their little camp? Because if they can attack things outside of their little camp, let's say you're on your way to this mission and all of a sudden you're about to start it up when you just start getting shot at. Or let's say you already started it up and now you're getting shot at. So now you're going into a mission with low health. At what point do they leave their base camp to try to defend it? Like, let's say you're just driving by and now all of a sudden there's 15 bandits chasing you to your next mission, shooting at you the entire time because you just drove by. So that was my other scenario that I don't want bandits. And lastly, the third scenario, what happens if you're just in your base, middle of the night, let's say you just came back from doing a mission, you're low health. Hey, we're here. 411 kills, 0 deaths, you're playing through your game, you're on day 14, or coming up to day 14, and all of a sudden you're in your base, and you just get randomly sniped in the head. That doesn't sound like a fun time. I'm sure that bandits could be properly implemented and properly balanced to a point where it's actually fun and everybody enjoys it. But even if it is properly balanced and even if it is a blast, I'd still take a companion over a bandit. Not a single ear of a live corn, really? It's all dead. But yeah, I would take companions over bandits any day of the week. I think it would be so much more fun. Hey, look at that, the loot room. It would be so much more fun to have a Kelvin from Sons of the Forest style companion. Like, you can give them a mission throughout the day. Hey, I need wood. Go harvest wood while I take care of this mission. Ghostly zombies just popping into existence, and that is a very close loot drop. Come on. You missed, and so did I. We're equal. I am as good as Arlene. Let's go. So I do think the bandits could be fun. It could be a blast, but it all just depends on how they're implemented. They did talk about a few more things like the Steam Workshop, which I think would be cool to play around with because I could build a base, load it into the Steam Workshop, and you guys could play my base without having to build anything. You just have to load it. So I think that would be fun. But yeah, that about sums up their town hall. I watched it through Spartan85's restream, and I think the words that he used were perfect. Cautiously optimistic. I hope that they actually do implement a lot of those positive changes, and I hope they stay away from a lot of the negative stuff in the future. I'm cautiously optimistic, cautiously hopeful, whatever words he used, I think were perfect. So now that I'm finally done talking about their town hall, I want to know what you guys think. What are some changes that you'd like to see, or what are some changes you'd like to see removed that are currently in the game? I hear you, Tweaker. I'm right here. How you doing, buddy? Thank you. Hey, sun's coming out. Thank God. But yeah, I would love to have lootable zombies back. That was something that we once had. I would love to have glass jars back, but I understand why they're not. They're kind of OP. I see you, buddy. Think you can sneak up on me? No, sir. I hit him right in the top of the head. Good job, buddy. Oof. Boom. Did I time that or what? Way too obvious, sir. Not fooling me with that. Thank you. Darn it. I got too close. Why you running, Arlene? Nobody asked you run. Why am I missing my shots? Down you go. Arrow, please. Thank you. What? I hear you over here. Like I'm circling you. There you are. What were you doing under there, sir? Protecting this? I get it. There's the mission. Now we just need to double up our loot and get out of here. Should have left it on. Hidden zombies deep down in here. These late zombies coming to the party, man. I didn't even get the loot yet. Down you go. I know you're not down, don't worry. Now you're down. Alright. Get the loot again. Alright, we left some stuff down there. We're gonna come back for it. We just need to drop off some loot in the bike before we actually get to take all the rest of the stuff. Almost forgot the magazines. We've completely neglected the rebuilding of our horde base. Gonna regret that later. How you doing, Grumpy Pants?
It was a good evening until you came in. What do you want? Great. Here you
Just
go.
getting my stuff.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Check out the latest assault rifles on the market. You can even learn how to build your own first from my house. Improves assault rifle crafting skill. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. That's a pretty decent magazine. Let's see your inventory, or jobs first. Huenink residence is the one we're gonna set up.
I'm not in the mood for any more of your bull.
My men ran into trouble and had to hide their supplies at the Huenink residence. Go get the goods and return them to me.
What
Except,
are you standing there for? Don't you have work to do?
I want to take a look at your inventory for a second. Thank you.
You want something?
You want to sell anything? We're gonna get this. We're gonna put it in the dew collector.
All right, now that we're done doing business, get out of my store.
I'm leaving. Don't worry. You're closing soon anyway. I'm gonna go put this in the dew collector, get the stuff that's in the dew collector, bring it back to base. All right, let's head back over, get this mission done. I'm gonna do it at nighttime. We're gonna pick up that loot drop along the way. I heard that the snow biome in the water, come on. What were they thinking? Is just plagued with frost claws. I don't see any out there yet. Thank goodness. Grab all that stuff. Yeah. I'm cold. I don't have that much time in here, so I'm just gonna grab everything that I can grab for the next 40 seconds. Gimme. And then we're gonna jet. Look at all those wolves. And there's a dire wolf in there too. Glad I got out of there when I did. I didn't see where they went. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the wolves, really. Because if they come this way, it's a problem. Hopefully they can't swim. Sir. I didn't see where they went. They can stay over there, though, that's for sure. Let's get this mission done. Got him. Sorry, dear. I need your meat. Hey, nurse. How you doing? I don't have any wood on me. I was gonna say, I guess I could chop down a tree really quick. Check out upstairs. Alright, let's see if we can find some loot. Little bit. 2 zombies sitting right there. Darn it. He went out of sight. I couldn't see any loot from that side, so we're gonna try this side. Maybe they're over here. Maybe it's over here. Might not even be in the roof, for all I know. Yeah, I'm actually not even seeing it in the roof. Maybe we should just start this mission up. Alright, let's start it up. Repair kits. That's pretty huge. How you guys doing? Should have expected to see you in here. I don't know why I didn't. I thought the garage was clear, to be honest. Come on, go down. Thank you. Why are all these birds' nests in here? Am I gonna get attacked by like a monstrosity amount of birds? Darn it, I missed. Granted, it's just a janitor. We got to be all right, but I don't like missing easy shots like that. How you doing? Boom. How you guys doing? Hey, look, there's the satchel. Come on. Come on. You guys don't need that satchel. You don't need to protect it that bad. That was too easy. Now we just need to find the loot. Knew that was gonna happen. I'm waiting for a zombie to... There you go. I was just gonna say, I'm waiting for a zombie to jump over this couch and land on my head. Sir, you're standing on your friend. It's not very nice of you. Miss me. Uh-oh. I think I was just out of arm's reach there. I don't know how I missed that. Hi. You're a feral from outside. You are not part of this mission, ma'am. Not gonna trap me in there. I heard you coming. Having a hard time there, buddy? There we go. Pretty bare bones room. There's the loot. Guessing you're not alone, sir. Biker. Biker might have to go away quickly. Gotta keep an eye on my stamina now. Might have to go to the pistol. Nah, ring around the rosy. Oh, he died, thank you. All right, that place is sufficiently looted. We even went to the garage, cleared the garage out. Now we just need to get back home. All right, before we go over to Rekt, let's take a look at the books we got. Open these. It's a rifle book, an armored up book, and a cooking book. Make primitive armor quality 4. We're kind of a little bit past that, aren't we? Shotgun Messiah book that we already read. Another Shotgun Messiah book. Targets with full health take 20% more damage, so use the shotgun first. And vultures are typically encountered in the desert and are attracted to wounded or during prey. I get that. Do 10% more damage to vultures. I'll take it, definitely. All right, let's head over to Rekt, sell our stuff. How you doing, Grumpy Pants?
Morning.
Morning.
I got a hangover. So
Another one, huh?
Keep it down.
As usual.
You think you're pretty smart now, don't you?
Helmet light mod.
Einstein.
All of this is probably the worst assortment of what he's given me so far. 3 baked potatoes, a jar of honey, 5 blueberry seeds. No, thank you. And I guess this armor rating is 1. Sure. Bunch of garbage.
What's it gonna be, huh?
Just selling you the rest of my junk, because I know you like junk. It's just all
Be
garbage.
careful out there. You wouldn't want to get hurt.
You neither. Horde nights tonight, Rekt. Be careful. Well, not exactly the productive day I had in mind. The crafting base is still just a dream, but we did get some solid looting in, and we got most of the supplies ready to go. We're about 20 nails short of crafting the workbench, but the forge, that's ready. Now we just need to find a place to put all this stuff. When we come back, it's going to be a mad dash to get our Lake Horde base at least somewhat upgraded, because right now we have no real defenses and no clue what we're going to do when the Blood Moon hits. If you like this episode or you want to see more, you know the rest of the deal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace, I'm outta here.